Is it time for Strictly Come Dancing to get the axe? 0207 862 2222. It's been another week of controversy for the show. It started with the Director General Tim Davie apologising to contestants who feel they were abused behind the scenes. And then the actress Amanda Abbington gave her first TV interview about the scandal. Here she is dancing with Giovanni, who's since been basically bounced off the show. She says she suffered emotional trauma working with him. Giovanni's gone, but he denies her allegations. He denies any threatening or abusive behaviour. And his team say today there is bombshell evidence that will clear his name. This is Amanda talking to the Channel 4 news presenter and former Strictly co-star Krishnan Gurumurthy.
There's evidence out there what happened in that room, and I'm not the one who's blocking.
But are you saying it's bullying, or what?
Yes,
what is it?
Yes, it's bullying, and it's aggressive behaviour, and there were other things that happened that were very upsetting. Like, I still can't talk about certain things that happened in that room because it immediately triggers a feeling of anxiety.
She is really overwrought, and in saying that, I'm not diminishing what she's been through. I don't know what she's been through. Amanda insisted she doesn't want Strictly to be axed following the BBC's investigation. Have a look at this.
I'm not taking anything away from Strictly. It's a wonderful organisation and it's a fantastic thing on Saturday night. I don't want it to die. I want it to have a life. But these things that are happening aren't right, and they need to be looked at, and they're not being looked at, and I think they should.
OK, Dawn, you tell us, what do you think needs to happen here?
Well, if the question is, should Strictly be axed? No, because like the previous story, once again, we don't know what's happened. We've heard Amanda's testimony, we've heard the denials, we've heard other people come forward with their complaints as well. But until the inquiry is completed, and we know the BBC and the Strictly team are looking into it, until that's completed, we don't know the full story. Again, we always have an emotional reaction, and obviously looking at Amanda there, it's hard not to. But we don't know the facts behind the story, and people's careers are, could be ruined by this. The show's been going on for 20 years. Lots of people love the show. What I do find particularly upsetting is the amount of people having a go at Amanda for, as we say, talking about her lived experience, and they're saying she's overreacting and she shouldn't be behaving like that, and she's had death threats and rape threats.
Yeah, a lot of nasty
it's just
stuff.
Appalling.
Of course, is how it goes online. What do you think, Marvin? Is it curtains for the show?
No, but I definitely think a year off would be a really good way to go. I sometimes just feel like when things are snowballing in this way, taking it off air and then giving it an evaluation, and really I'm sure the person running it is a really nice person, but assessing the leadership of the show and saying, actually, is it being done in the right way? Because it is a bit of an institution for the country, and it's good to kind of have those types of things on TV. But I kind of feel like a year off TV, a review, some change in policies and behaviours and personnel, then come back the year after, like really big and powerful.
OK, well, there's a story in The Sun that Zara McDermott danced with a fractured leg, not a classic broken leg, but a broken bone in her leg. And, of course, her dance partner, Graziano, has admitted kicking her and has left the show and is apparently working in Sicily on a farm now. Joining us, we've got the former Strictly pro, Kristina Rihanoff. Hey, Kristina!
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
I'm guessing you must be feeling for your fellow pros, because the ones who aren't caught up in this, it's still miserable for them, isn't it?
I think everything what's happening now is very disturbing to see. The culture of the show has definitely changed, I think, from the times I've left 8 years ago. And I remember, and I know for a fact, that a lot of leadership and producers have changed. And I think it is time to evaluate what is going on behind closed doors and those rooms where people are trained. And it isn't nice to see all of that. I just can't believe some of the things. It's really disturbing. However, if there is a complaint in place, then it has to be investigated, and everybody should feel that they have a voice and they can talk about it, not being scared. I think that's not good at all. As far as Strictly should it be axed, I hope it's not going to be axed, but I think a very thorough vetting progress for the pros should be done, the ability to teach and their previous experiences. But I'm going to talk as a mom of a little girl who is dancing, and also I'm an owner of a very big dance school. And the thing is, we need to remember that the show inspires new generation of dancers, little children, especially boys. I have only 6 boys in my dance school, and every one of those have their idol on Strictly, have one of those pro boys who they look up to, and they came to dancing because of the show. And we don't have boys that is dancing that much, predominantly girls. So the show does have a place, in our culture, I believe, because it inspires new generation, of dancers, and they all love the show. And it's one of the shows, I think, I don't even know the other one, where we can watch like a whole family with the kids from the age of 5, 6 to 16 over. So it does appeal to everyone. However, I would never say that what's happening is good. It is not good, and it's very disturbing to see.
I met you the year I was on it. The year I was on it, 2015, was your last year, I think. And you danced with Daniel O'Donnell. And by the way, he loves you to bits. So you taught him brilliantly, as did Karen Howe, Karen Clifton, as she then was, when I danced with her. So we have no complaints. But were you aware, because it was Giovanni's first year, were you aware that there was stuff going on?
Correct. So that was Giovanni's first year, my last year on the show. I kind of commented on that before. Actually, I can't comment on other pro techniques of teaching, because there has never been a situation where we're in the same room with other pro teaching celebrity. Obviously, as you know yourself, we had group numbers and so on. And usually it's a quite fun, vibrant sort of environment, and, everybody on the best behavior. And I already said that in a professional environment, during the professional group numbers or with celebs, it was never any issues. So we yet to see the outcome of the probe. I think Dawn commented, I completely agreed on that we have to see what's going to come out of it.
Okay, we show some pictures of you and Will Cohen, who you I think you two are married now, right? So he's the father of your child, and let's have a look at them. Ben Cohen, dancing with Kristina. Now, the other thing that occurs to me, Kristina, when I see this, is that in 2015, Giovanni and his dance partner, Georgia May Foote, did actually have a relationship, and everyone knew about that. Yeah. And I wonder whether the programme needs to ban that, but then you wouldn't be married now.
Well, we're not married, we're engaged,
Okay.
But look, statistically, people meet at work. That's what happens, not just, in dance show or dance work, everywhere. So things might happen. I don't really know how you would ban something like this. I think it's quite difficult to do that. But I think with the new a lot of new pros, who came from no teaching background, they're very young, and I think they're unexperienced, and they probably believe that the technique they've been taught with, maybe very harsh, very brutal, because our competitive world is very brutal. I'm not going to deny that. Yeah. And maybe they believe that this is the way they should teach the celebrities as well, which is obviously not. I had 10 years of teaching experience before I joined the show, and I've taught very broad, sort of different ages, from little kids to elderly couples who just want to do a bit of fun, do a bit of ballroom dancing together. So I understood how to tailor and teach. And obviously, John Sargent was my first celebrity on the show. And it was kind of my lucky card, I think, because I just wanted to have fun, make him look good, have a good time. But I think for a lot of pros who don't have that experience, it would be very difficult to switch and understand. We're not trained as people to win world championships. It is an entertainment show at the end of the day.
I know John loved you as well, but when you look back on your time on Strictly, is there any time when you think, I was a bit too tough with that celebrity?
I think we all can get tough. Tough doesn't mean we're rude or bad. We just kind of can say, come on, let's do it again. One more time. I had a joke, we always have joke with sort of quite a few of my celebs, like, one more time for Kristina means 10 more times, So it's never one more time, actually. Because you're just drilling, you want that step to be right, or dance to be right. It's from me, it was from the place of caring and wanted them to succeed, because I know that a lot of people come to the show and they want to do well. It's maybe, kind of get their career elevated or something like that. So I always had that kind of understanding that I'm kind of doing for them that job, and they need to shine.
Brilliant. Stay with us, Kristina. We've got Diane in Torfan. What do you think of that, Diane?
Hello, Jeremy. Hello, panel.
Hi.
I think the two ladies, and my heart will go out to the both of them. I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry, and I won't watch it because I absolutely love that program from the very beginning. But I won't watch it no matter what happens.
Why not?
My heart goes out to the two of them, and Zara. You know, she must have kept that to herself for a while because she hadn't long come out with it. I hope she told her immediate family what had happened, because to keep that inside her must have been so hard.
But listen, okay, there've been incidents with Graziano and maybe with Giovanni, but the other pros are still wonderful, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they are, but we mustn't let this happen. Jeremy, you know, I know it's in a dancing environment, but it's happening too much now. People are bullying other people, and I don't like it. Because I've been bullied all my life, and I don't like it, and I know what it's like. So, you know, those two, my heart to go out to them, and stay strong, and, you know, hold your head up high, and that's the way to be.
Well, listen, you take care, Diane. Have a good weekend. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Oh, Borodar. Well, that's interesting, Marvin, isn't it?
I can really feel her emotion. I think if you love the show and watch it, it's really difficult to hear that kind of culture of abuse is so prominent in the show. And I do think it's really important, just the duty of care. And I think this is a TV show with actual celebrities who aren't professionals in this realm. You're introducing many of them into dancing for the first time. That care element and how you do it is super important. It can't be at all costs. It has to have balance.
Well, but they want to win. You know, that's the thing that Kristina's saying. You want your pro to really exhaust you because you want to... you're laughing, Kristina, because I wasn't like I was going to win. But I wanted Karen to really... she spent the whole day in the room with me from 9 till whatever. Because I really wanted to be drilled.
But pushing you as a woman as the professional into a man has different capacity
You're so right.
a man into a woman.
Right. And there may well have been humiliating stuff going on with Giovanni or Graziano, I don't know. Roy in Wolverhampton, hi.
Hello.
What do you think, should Strictly be axed?
No, sorry, the dog's not.
Not at all?
No, not at all. It's a lovely show. It doesn't mean anything. You know, at the end of it, they get a glitter ball. You know, you could go and buy one from a tat shop. But these are grown-up people, they're television presenters, they're actresses. And most of the ladies I know of that age, somebody kicked them, they'd be kicked straight back again. You know, and most of this stuff is shown, the rehearsals are shown on the actual show. We're saying that these ladies and men can't speak up for themselves. You know,
Amanda is doing that, isn't she? She is speaking up for herself. Kristina, let me ask you, there's this thing about things being filmed. When I was on the show, they were only filming little films. They weren't filming all the time. Amanda seems to think they've got all the footage of the rehearsals. Can that be right?
To my knowledge, and what I had 8 years on the show, and I remember it was always filmed. Like even with Daniel O'Donnell, I can't remember that our rehearsals were not filmed. I mean, maybe if people practicing for very long hours, you know, they maybe don't have the crew to cover, let's say 7-8 hours. But you know, prior to it, we always had video camera with us, you know, the camera crew. And I think that's the right way because it should be filmed at all time. Then you have the proof, you have the video showing what happened or didn't happen. And I just want to come back to the duty of care. I think this is completely correct because actually, and I'm sure you can back me up on that, that when you were hired, it wasn't sort of like someone evaluating how would you, you know, take to the show. And it definitely never happened with us pros. I did Big Brother after the Strictly, and that's the first thing that I had is like a psychological evaluation, which is correct, I believe, because the celebrities put into the very unusual world they know nothing about. And it is a competitive world. It is a very high pressure. And I think the duty of care and the evaluation and somebody to talk to should be there. Somebody who can stress manage, maybe, you know, help with some kind of techniques, mental health professional and all that. I think it's very important. I went to the final twice and it's such a difficult, mentally, you're just so drained. And it's very, very hard because you barely sleep, you barely eat, you just have to get your dances done. You know, I would have really loved if somebody was there that I could talk to and say, look, I'm really struggling here. I just, need to kind of maybe talk to someone. I could talk to production, but it's not like they're professional. They can't really help me. They can't give me the tools. So you kind of dig deep and you do it all yourself. Someone like me who was in here by myself, so I wasn't born in London and didn't have a family. I was just, talking to friends maybe, but that's about it. So I think the show needs to put those well-being producers in place and I think a proper evaluation as well.
Thank you so much, Kristina. I do remember John Sargent saying she is the greatest dancer in the world. So that's that. Just to remind you of that. Well done. Lovely to see you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Later, it's the papers and everything else.